Todd McFarlane during WonderCon this week announced their Kickstarter for their medieval spawn. Now this Kickstarter they've been teasing for the last 4 years, but finally they have launched it for you people to back.
Action figures are great!
Welcome to the newest edition of TNInews with your host, JC. Everybody, JC here, and welcome to a Monday edition of TNInews. Of course, it's April 1st, which means April Fool's jokes are all over the place. You can't believe anything you read or see, even more so than usual on the internet. Of course, McFarlane Toys, which was at WonderCon this weekend, and we will get into, but no, sadly, they did not make any mention of the Kickstarter, the Medieval Spawn Kickstarter, that they started teasing several years ago. They teased at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and here we are into 2024 and still not a single mention of it. So whether that ever actually happens, it's kind of like the Spawn movie, I think, and maybe the Kickstarter will launch when the Spawn movie, the new Spawn movie, actually gets released. So in other words, I wouldn't hold your breath. But let's get into the news today. We do have a lot of stuff from WonderCon this weekend to go over, plus a few other things. And let's just start off with a little bit of news from Mattel and WWE. Now, keep in mind, this coming weekend is going to be WrestleMania, and we are expected to get more Mattel WWE figure reveals later this week. So I believe Thursday is going to be the main day that they're going to be showing off new figures. And again, going into WrestleMania. But last week we got a look at a couple of things. So this is the new WWE Legend Series 23, which will be released at Target stores this coming Friday, April 5th at 9 a.m. Central Time. So this wave is going to include a new Hulk Hogan figure, the Real American. This is based on the legendary Real American music video, hence why he's got the guitar. We're also going to be getting figures of 3-Minute Warning, so Rosie and Jamal will be in this wave. And then rounding things out is Big Bubba Rogers, also known to most of us, I think, as the Big Boss Man. So there are two versions of this figure with the white shirt and then the chase blue shirt. And this figure will have two different head sculpts, a younger head and an older one based on his WCW run, and will also include the UWF title. So again, all four of these figures will be going up for pre-order this coming Friday on Target's website. We also got some new images for the 2024 WWE SumerSlam Elite Collection wave. So these are up for pre-order now at our sponsor, Entertainment Earth. This wave is going to include Made in the USA Lex Luger, so fresh off the Lex Express from 1993. We're also getting X-Pac from 1998, Kane from 2004, and Undertaker, his brother Undertaker from 2015. So, and this will have a Build-A-Figure in it. So if you get all the figures in this wave, you can complete your John Referee figure. So again, this entire wave is up for pre-order now at our sponsor, Entertainment Earth. We've got a new Jurassic Park dinosaur available on Target's website. This went up last week. It is going to cost you $69.99. Last time I checked, it was still available for pre-order on Target's website. So this is the Jurassic World Diplodocus, I guess is how you say it. And again, this one's going to cost you $69.99. It measures approximately 56 inches long and over 13 inches tall. So this is another big one. I assume this will be available at physical Target stores as well. These usually are. But again, it is available for pre-order on the Target website now. And as I said, it will cost you $69.99. And speaking of dinosaurs, segueing into Godzilla, we've got a new Godzilla Kong New Empire figure from Hiya Toys. Now, the movie just opened up this past weekend, and I've heard pretty good things about it. I haven't seen it myself, but I think if you just want to see monsters fighting each other, this movie doesn't disappoint. And let's be honest, I think that's why most people go to see Godzilla movies. So this figure is based on the Shimo. I don't know how you pronounce the name, but very white-looking monster. Again, I've not seen the movie, so I don't know what role this particular monster plays in that. But Hiya Toys is doing the figure. It's said to be about 6.6 inches tall. The skin is fine detailed with multiple layers of painting reflecting glowing colors under the light. So also you get multiple points of articulation. So again, if you've been collecting the Hiya Toys Godzilla stuff, this is one that you might want to check out. The cost of it is $59.99, and it is available for pre-order at places like both our sponsors, Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. And speaking of Hiya Toys, we also have 2 new G.I. Joe figures revealed for their 4-inch line. So it is the Crimson Guard Commanders, Tomax and Zaymont. These are being sold separately. So even though they're twins, it is technically 2 different figures. The cost of these are $24.99, the list priced anyway. Of course, you will have to go to an overseas retailer. Retailers in the U.S. do not sell these G.I. Joe figures, but you can go someplace like Robot Kingdom, and I believe these 2 figures have gone up for pre-order. I haven't specifically checked, but I'm assuming they've gone up for pre-order. If not, they'll go up soon. But again, very much in keeping with like the G.I. Joe classified versions of these guys. You get multiple weapons, you get knives, you get guns, what you would generally expect from the Crimson Guard. So Commander. So again, Crimson Guard Commander twins coming from Hiya Toys. And, again, unfortunately, these are not available at U.S. retailers, so you will have to look to someplace outside the U.S. that sells these guys. For you Masters of the Universe fans, we've got a new 1/6 scale figure coming from Mondo. This is going to be going up for pre-order tomorrow, April 2nd, which is Tuesday at noon Central Time. So this one is of Teela. So this figure is a timed edition exclusive to the Mondo shop. So there will be some regular version of Teela offered at other places at some point. But this version, and I don't know what will differentiate the timed exclusive Mondo version to what gets released elsewhere. But with this one, the going up on the Mondo shop tomorrow, we're going to be getting 3 different head sculpts. You're going to get the snake headdress, the snake staff. You're going to get a spear staff. You're going to get a shield, multiple pairs of hands, a sword, and a sheath for that. So again, Teela is the next figure that Mondo is releasing in their Masters of the Universe 1/6 scale line. Okay, now let's get into the things that were revealed this weekend during the WonderCon convention, which took place in Anaheim, California. WonderCon is put on by the same folks that bring you San Diego Comic-Con. So there were a number of companies in attendance that had panels where they did show off new products throughout the weekend. So things kicked off on Friday, and Jakks Pacific held a panel, and they revealed several of their new Simpsons products, which went up for pre-order that same day on places like Amazon. So, funny enough, even though they had this panel at a convention where like adult collectors would be going to, they didn't actually show off a single one of their deluxe collector-oriented figures that are supposed to be coming out. So, primarily, I won't say these are for kids, because I really don't think there's too many kids out there that's going to be interested in buying stuff for Simpsons. I think even this stuff is probably going to be primarily purchased by collectors. But I just thought it was kind of funny that they do have technically a collector line coming, and they did not show a single figure for that during their collector panel at WonderCon. But what they did show off is the 2.5-inch figures. So we'd gotten glimpses of these before. So they are selling essentially the entire Simpsons family, including their pets, as a box set that's going to cost you $19.99. So again, these are said to be about 2.5 inch in height or scale, and they have minimal articulation. But if you want to easily complete the entire family, which I know is something like Super 7 failed to do, then you can buy this box set. And then to go along with that, there is the Simpsons house playset living room diorama. So has the couch. You can sit your entire family on the couch. You can put the animals in there. You've got the TV. It's got some interactive features. So this, I look at this and I think very much back to the stuff that Playmates used to do, very similar to that, I would say. So, again, these are not terribly expensive, $19.99 each for the entire family, and then another $19.99 to get the living room diorama set. By today's standards, that's not terribly expensive. So, again, I will note that there are supposed to be larger scale figures that are more collector oriented, which I'm thinking, if you've seen what they do with like Mario and stuff, it's probably going to be along those lines. So, not Super 7, not quite on that level. Of course, also probably not that price either. But, probably figures that are going to end up costing you somewhere around $20-25. So, and I don't know when we'll actually get a look at those. Now, besides the 2.5-inch stuff, we also got to look at an 18-inch Good and Evil Krusty pull string doll. So, again, has some interactive features, the pull string on the back there. So that's from the Treehouse of Horrors 3 episode, and that's going to cost you $39.99. Then we have Simpsons Moe's Prank Phone. So this features the iconic telephone from Moe's Tavern with over 10 prank calls and phrases to it. So this is going to cost you $39.99. And then the final thing that they showed was the Simpsons Advent Calendar for the holidays 2024. And this has got some 1.5-inch scale figures to it, holiday themed Simpsons to it, and this is going to cost you $39.99. So again, all of these have gone up at Amazon. I think maybe Target has some of this stuff up as well. They've not been available at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I'm thinking at some point they might carry some of this stuff, but right now, if you want to get this, Amazon is probably your best bet. Okay, now let's jump into McFarlane. So McFarlane Toys, Todd McFarlane had a panel this weekend as well, this Saturday, where they revealed quite a few things. So let's just go down everything. So first thing that they revealed that is actually going up for pre-order this week, starting tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, which is April 2nd, we've got a new wave of collector edition DC figures. So the 3 figures going up tomorrow include Captain Boomerang, a classic Penguin, and Starfire. So again, these 3 figures, part of the collector edition line, are going up for pre-order tomorrow, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. These will be available at Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Now, there is another wave of DC Collector Edition figures that they showed off. These are not going up for pre-order tomorrow, but probably will be going up soon. So the next wave after the one going up tomorrow with the Starfire, the Classic Penguin, and the Captain Boomerang will include Sergeant Rock, Superboy, the Connor Kent version with the black t-shirt, and then Manga Batman, so another Batman figure. So, and as far as the Sergeant Rock figure goes, Todd wasn't really clear, but he seemed to be hinting that even though I think this regular version is not going to have any guns, per, the whole Warner Brothers thing, there might be either a Platinum Edition Chase version or a Gold Label exclusive version coming of Sergeant Rock that would have at least one gun or maybe a couple guns. But he didn't specifically come out and say, yeah, there's going to be a version that will have weapons. But he gave the story about how he has to push companies like, and he didn't even say Warner Brothers by name, but that we know that's who he was talking about, because they don't want having, guns with their figures. But Todd, basically said that he's been really pushing and seemed to indicate that, might have this way of putting out a Sergeant Rock, which obviously, he's an Army guy. It's ridiculous that they wouldn't give him weapons, but seemed to indicate that there might be a second version of him coming that will have some type of weapon. So that's not 100% confirmed, and if this regular version has no guns, well, you want to wait and see if there is a second version coming with guns. And then, of course, is it going to be a platinum chase that's going to be harder to get, or is it just going to be a store exclusive? I don't know. But again, Sergeant Rock is coming to the line, and he will be part of that next wave of collector edition figures. Other DC Multiverse figures that they showed off, a new Mr. Freeze figure, Ambush Bug, Booster Gold, and a newer version of Robin, Tim Drake. So those are all coming to the line as well. We are getting, these are specifically being released as Platinum Edition figures, Manhunter, New 52 Reverse Flash, and Sportsmaster. So those are all coming to the line. But again, those will be Platinum Edition figures. So I don't know how that's going to work, if there's going to be some type of regular versions or what. They just said that these are going to be chase figures coming to the line. So I don't know if he's just going to start randomly doing figures simply as platinum with no regular versions coming or what. But that's kind of the way it seemed to make it sound. But I don't know. Todd is often not super clear on these things when he starts talking and stuff. For Batman the Animated Series, the Joker Mobile, which is the vehicle that was originally going to be put out by DC Direct, they had this on display at Toy Fair back in 2019, something like 2020, something like that. But then DC Direct kind of folded in on itself. Warner Brothers kind of dissolved DC Direct when they handed over stuff to McFarlane Toys, and this vehicle never got released. But it is now coming through McFarlane Toys. And looks like it's going to have a Joker figure. I think the Joker figure will be included. So, and this is going to be released as a Target store exclusive. They previewed this actually last week before WonderCon started, saying that it would be a Target store exclusive, but they did not say when exactly it was going to be made available, just said was coming soon. And then other Batman the Animated Series figures coming, which again I believe will be released through Target. So we're getting Hardak, Poison Ivy, Phantasm, Bane, and Bruce Wayne will be the Build-A-Figure in that wave. For you Music Maniac fans, we've seen 2 of these figures already go up for pre-order. This is an expansion of the Movie Maniacs line. These are 6-inch figures, kind of minimal articulation, have display bases, instruments, things like that. So the 2 that have already gone up are the Ozzy Osbourne and the Alice Cooper figures. The 2 other figures coming soon will be Eddie from Iron Maiden and Rob Zombie. So if you're into musicians, this is something you might want to check out. Didn't show anything new for DC Superpowers, just showed stuff that we'd already seen, already been available for pre-order. As far as the physical figures with digital items, and Todd gave his reasons for why he continues to do the digital stuff, which I'm not even going to bother with. But we've got some more figures coming for that. Superman, Green Arrow, and Atom. And the digital Build-A-Figure, not physical, but digital, will be Animal Man. So physical figures to get the codes to create a digital Build-A-Figure. And then also nothing really new for Spawn other than this figure that they showed. Didn't really give any details. But another item where it's a physical figure with a digital code. In the image, you can see it says the Spawn figure is articulated. Specifically, they use the words ultra articulated. But just looking at the image, I'm not sure. I mean, it's got some articulation, but you can see it like it has no ab crunch or anything like that. Plus, that cape seems like would limit a lot of the movement of the figure as well. So it looks good. But how articulated it actually is, I don't know. But this is another figure that will be coming to the line at some point later this year. And one thing I do want to note, this caused some confusion. On a lot of the slides that they showed during their panel, it said 2025. These are all items coming out this year, not in 2025. Somebody just screwed up and put the wrong year on the slides during the panel. But again, all of this stuff that they announced at WonderCon is stuff that will be coming out in 2024. Okay, and then finally for WonderCon reveals, Hasbro held a panel late Saturday where they revealed some new products for Transformers, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, though not really G.I. Joe, I'll get into that in a minute, Ghostbusters, and Marvel Legends, of course. So probably out of the Hasbro stuff that was revealed during WonderCon, the Marvel Legends was the best, but maybe Transformers. And let's start there. Let's start with the Transformers stuff. So Studio Series new reveals. The best one to me, of course, is the Leader Class Swoop. So has dual swords. So finally, the final original Dinobot will be added to that 86 Studio Series line. Of course, I'm still waiting to get my Snarl figure. That keeps getting. I have it on pre-order at Entertainment Earth, and it keeps getting delayed. So, but Swoop is coming to the line, and will be going up for pre-order this coming Thursday, April 4th. In fact, all of these that I'm about to talk about will be going up for pre-order at places like Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Again, this coming Thursday, April 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So, Leader Class Swoop. Finally, we're also getting a Voyager Transformer 6 Shockwave. Deluxe Gamer Edition Sideswipe, a Deluxe Concept Art Sunstreaker from Bumblebee. So those were the other figures that were revealed during this live stream. And then they also had some pipeline reveals, so didn't really give us images of the figures. But Deluxe Red Sideburn will fit on the HasLab Ultra Magnus. Also Deluxe Cybertron Hotshot, Deluxe Amorizer, Infernac Nucleus, and Voyager Cybertron Vector Prime. So those again were all essentially pipeline or name reveals that they gave for Transformers. So, but again, the stuff that they showed images for it and had on display, those are all going up for pre-order later this week on Thursday. And then for Star Wars, they had 3 new Vintage Collection figures all going up for pre-order this week, as well as fan channel exclusives. These are going up on April 3rd, so these will be going up on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So these are all 3 based on the Rebels cartoon. Well, technically, the Ezra Bridger is from the Ahsoka live-action series. It's based on the hologram, how he looked in the hologram at the beginning of the series, not how he looked when they actually found him later in the series. So I don't know if you want to call this Rebels cartoon or live-action, but again, Ezra is coming. Kanan from Rebels Season 1, Kanan Jarrus, and then as a deluxe figure, we're getting Zeb, which is said to be technically based on Season 4. So again, all 3 of those are going up for pre-order this coming Wednesday. And then they showed off one new Black Series figure, again going up for pre-order this Wednesday. It is Cantina member Hammerhead. So that one is coming to the line as well. And again, we'll be going up for pre-order as a fan channel exclusive this coming Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. For G.I. Joe, unfortunately, they didn't really show anything new. We got a few updated images and looks at figures that they had already announced and talked about in their last live stream. And they gave us, when these are going up for pre-order, which again will be this week. So the G.I. Joe stuff is going up for pre-order on April 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So 3 retro card back figures with the Beachhead, the Snow Serpent, and the Cobra Eel. So again, these will be on the retro card backs. And then also the Cobra Ferret, which will be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive with the Scout figure. That is also going up for pre-order this week on April 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So the 3 single card retro card back figures, those will be available pretty much everywhere, including Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. The Cobra Ferret with Scout figure is, again, a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. But all of that stuff is going up for pre-order again this week on April 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, they did give us one pipeline reveal or name reveal telling us that Once a Man Cobra Commander is coming. So this is basically from the G.I. Joe animated movie where Cobra Commander gets turned into a snake. Now for Ghostbusters, they did have some new product to reveal, but probably I have a feeling, I don't know, most people I hear want real Ghostbuster figures in 6-inch form, plasma series figures based on the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon series. But Hasbro just seems very reluctant to do that. I don't know why. It's all I ever hear from Ghostbuster fans, but again, Hasbro once again has basically said, nope. Instead, they're giving us a 4-pack of the original Ghostbusters from the original movie and 3.75-inch scale as G.I. Joe O-ring style figures. So I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they want that. I can't really sit here and say people don't, but I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of weird to me. But if you're into, if you like G.I. Joe O-ring style figures, you're into Ghostbusters, then who knows, maybe this is something that will appeal to you. $44.99 is how much the set is going to cost. Has proton packs, has PK meters and goggles and things like that, all the accessories you would expect for the original Ghostbusters. So, and they also showed Ghostbusters 1/18 scale Ecto-1 based on the movie, and they made indication like you could put those proton packs from these figures in. You can pull out the little shelf thing, and put the proton packs in there. I don't know if the figures will really work well with this Ecto-1, but there you go. So but all of this, I believe, is going to be going up for pre-order on June 8th, which is said to be Ghostbuster Day. I don't know, but and where these are going to be released, Hasbro was not very clear about that. Whether these are going to be like Pulse exclusives or available everywhere, or just like fan channel exclusives. Again, Hasbro did not give those details. I'm thinking probably these are primarily going to be made available online, whether it's just Hasbro Pulse or fan channel type thing at Big Bad and Entertainment Earth. But that we'll see these at like Walmart or Target, I would kind of tend to doubt. And my guess is that they're like testing the waters here. If this 4-pack sells well, then they might start doing other figures in this scale with the O-ring. But there you go. That's what Hasbro revealed for Ghostbusters this past weekend, and I guess we'll just have to see how they do. Right, and then finally for Marvel Legends, so they did show off a new wave of figures, a new wave of Iron Man retro card back figures. They also showed those Deadpool legacy figures that got revealed last week. Those are available for pre-order now, so as you're watching this video, you should be able to pre-order those at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. The cost of those are $24.99. These are essentially just reissue figures. We've gotten both of these figures before. The Deadpool was released previously in a 2-pack. The Wolverine in the Wife Beater shirt was released, I want to say, as an Amazon exclusive, but it was a single release. So, and these are available on Amazon as well. So Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon. If you want to add these, if you missed out on them the first time, then you've got a chance to add them to your collection now. Now, keep in mind there is going to be a wave of figures coming at some point for the new movie. So, I don't know if the Deadpool and from that wave will be better than this Deadpool, but just something to keep in mind that there are more Deadpool figures from the new movie coming at some point this year. They did not show any of that stuff off at WonderCon this weekend. They kind of teased it like, oh, I bet you guys want to see figures from this new movie, but they didn't actually show those off, and probably won't until we get much closer to the movie's release. And then, as I said, for brand new reveals, they showed off a new wave of Iron Man retro card back figures. It's a wave of 6 figures, no Build-A-Figure, just 6 figures on those Iron Man retro Toy Biz card backs. So we've seen 2 figures already with those, the War Machine and Iron Man with Proton Cannon, which was a Pulse exclusive originally. You can get it at places like Amazon now. In fact, I think Amazon has that one on discount. But again, 6 new Iron Man figures or Iron Man base figures. So we've got 3 Iron Man figures in this wave and 3 non-Iron Man figures in this wave, none of which are the Mandarin. I know I've seen a lot of people complaining that Mandarin wasn't in this wave, but I'm sure he is coming. But again, 3 Iron Man figures, 3 non-Iron Man figures. So we are getting a gold version of the Mark I to complete that original Avengers cover. So this is not just a straight up repaint. You have the skirt piece that's added. We got the gray Mark I or silver Mark I previously, and now we've got the gold version. So that one is coming to the line. Has an unmasked head, has an extra pair of hands, and of course has some repulsor blast effects that you can put on the hands. We've got the Iron Man Model 20 figure. This has a couple of different blast effects, 4 different blast effects that you can put on the feet and the hands, and then you have an extra pair of hands. We also have Iron Man Model 20. This is a straight up repaint, but I like the brighter colors. To me, this is very reminiscent of one of the original 5-inch Toy Biz Marvel figures that was done back in the day. For those of you who collected back then, this was really my first main exposure to Marvel figures, was those Toy Biz 5-inch figures. And in the first wave was an Iron Man figure that looked very similar to this one with the brighter colors. So I have kind of a nostalgia for this one. Again, you get multiple hands and then some repulsor blast effects with the figure. And again, it is a straight up repaint. We've gotten this figure before, but again, getting it with the brighter colors, which I definitely like. And then for the non-Iron Man figures in this wave, we are getting Count Nefaria. So that is one that was rumored. So that is another rumor that is now confirmed. He's included in this wave. And as far as accessories go, he just comes with an extra pair of hands. We also are getting Whiplash, or as many of us know him from the comics, originally Blacklash, but they changed it, so it is now Whiplash. And he comes with a pretty cool looking gold translucent, semi-translucent whip to kind of mimic the electro whip that he uses. So not the coolest costume in the world, but there were some cool stories with this character. I remember back in the day there was an Iron Man Spider-Man team up where they fought this guy. So and he's got the ponytail that is detachable on the figure, so you can remove that if you want to. But I do like that kind of translucent whip that they've included. It looks pretty cool. And then the final figure in this wave is classic She-Hulk. So this was kind of a surprise. I don't think this wasn't rumored, I don't think, and I don't think anyone was expecting this one. But She-Hulk is in this wave as well. So, and honestly, she looks pretty good. So if you like that outfit for She-Hulk, this is one, which again is much more classic. I could definitely see them at some point giving us a repaint of this figure with the Fantastic Four, darker navy outfit, essentially repainting it for Fantastic Four. I could see them doing that at some point down the road as well. This figure comes with an extra pair of close-fisted hands and also has a broken machine gun, so you can make it look like she basically takes a machine gun and breaks it in half. So again, that's the 6th figure in the wave. Again, these are going up for pre-order tomorrow, April 2nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And then finally for Marvel Legends, they gave us a teaser. So this was at an event, a meet and greet event after the panel. So this was only open to people in the media or people who got invitations, influencers, things like that. So big thanks to MCU Collector, who live streamed the panel for everybody, because Hasbro, at least when it happened, did not live stream the panel. So MCU Collector did, so we could all watch it live as it happened from our homes. So a big thanks to him. He was also at the meet and greet event and took pictures. But what was not shown at the panel but was put out on a table for people to look at and speculate on is this little mini Avengers Quinjet. So I see a lot of people thinking this is for a Yellow Jacket figure, which I could see. Probably not Wasp. They've already shown us the Wasp figure. They don't usually put out teaser accessories for figures they've already revealed. So I don't think this is for Wasp. Hopefully not another Ant-Man. I think we've got enough Ant-Man figures. My first thought actually was Fin Fang Foom, which I still think is good chance is going to be this year's HasLab. This could be like a little miniature Quinjet to be in scale with the Fin Fang Foom. Though, honestly, I'm thinking probably more likely a Yellow Jacket figure coming to the line. But we'll have to wait and see. But again, this was the teaser that they put out at the end of the day during WonderCon. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. But as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about down in the comments section below. So share your thoughts. Like this video if you're so inclined. It does help with the algorithm, which I'd really appreciate. If you're new to the channel, then please think about subscribing to the video and hitting the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. If you want to help support the channel, think about becoming an Action Figure Enthusiast channel member, and there's a link in the video description below if you want more details on how to do that. Until next time, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,